You see, all right, let's talk about a global issue that's frankly a bit of a downer, but also incredibly important: homelessness. We've all seen those heartbreaking images, people huddled on streets seeking shelter in doorways. It's a stark reminder of the inequality that plagues our world. And while it's easy to think this is just a problem in, say, America, the reality is far more widespread. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 countries with the largest homeless populations. We're going to unpack the numbers, dissect the causes, and hopefully make you realize that this isn't just a statistic, it's a human crisis demanding our attention. Buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy and frankly quite depressing ride. Kicking off our list at number one, and it's a doozy, is India. Now, India's a vibrant country full of life, culture, and sadly a staggering number of people without homes. We are talking an estimated 12 million people, which, to put it in perspective, is roughly the entire population of Belgium. So why is this happening? Well, imagine a perfect storm of poverty, a yawning gap between the rich and the poor, a severe lack of affordable housing, and a sprinkle of social discrimination. That's the grim reality for millions in India. The government's trying, they've got programs, initiatives, but it's like trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. It's a complex issue, deeply rooted in systemic problems, and finding solutions is about as easy as hitting cats on roller skates. Next up, we're heading east to China, a country often lauded for its economic prowess. But behind that shiny facade lies a harsh truth: an estimated 7 million people experiencing homelessness. Now, you might be thinking China, but they've got money coming out of their ears. And you'd be right, they do. But rapid economic development often leaves some behind, like a runaway train leaving passengers stranded on the platform. The mass migration from rural areas to booming cities has created a housing crisis of epic proportions. Add to that social factors like the huku system, which limits rural migrants' access to social services in cities, and you've got a recipe for homelessness. The United States, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and sadly, the residence of an estimated 5.8 million homeless people. That's right, the country that prides itself on the American dream is also grappling with a homelessness crisis that would make even a seasoned cynic raise an eyebrow. Now, the reasons behind this are as diverse as the American population itself. We're talking poverty, lack of affordable housing. Seriously, have you seen rent prices in San Francisco? Mental health issues often left untreated, and the ever-present issue of substance abuse. The US government has thrown billions at the problem, but it's like trying to patch a leaky boat with duct tape. It's a complex issue, tangled up in social safety nets riddled with holes, and a healthcare system that often prioritizes profit over people. Next, we're jetting off to Brazil, a country known for its vibrant culture, stunning beaches, and unfortunately, a substantial homeless population. We're talking about an estimated 2.5 million people living on the streets. Now, Brazil's economic inequality is like a samba gone wrong. 2 steps forward, 1 giant leap back. You've got favelas, sprawling slums existing alongside luxury high-rises. It's a stark visual reminder of the disparity that defines the country. Add to that rapid urbanization with people flocking to cities for opportunities that often don't exist, and you've got a perfect storm for homelessness. Our next stop takes us to Russia, a country with a history as long as a Siberian winter and sadly a homeless population to match. We're talking about an estimated 1.5 million people struggling to survive on the streets. Now, the fall of the Soviet Union hit Russia harder than a shot of vodka on an empty stomach. The economic transition was rough, leaving many adrift in a sea of unemployment and poverty. Add to that a cocktail of social problems, alcoholism, drug addiction, and lack of affordable housing, and you've got a recipe for a homelessness crisis. The government's trying, they're building shelters, offering support, but it's like trying to put out a forest fire with a garden hose. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Turkey, a country straddling two continents and grappling with a whole lot of issues, among them a growing homeless population estimated to be around 1 million people. Now, Turkey's been through the ringer in recent years: economic instability, check; political turmoil, check; an influx of refugees from neighboring conflicts, check, check, check. It's a perfect storm that's left many struggling to keep a roof over their heads. The government's trying to provide aid, but it's like trying to conduct a symphony orchestra during an earthquake. Next stop, Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, a land of vibrant culture, booming oil production, and tragically, a significant homeless population. We're talking an estimated 800,000 people living without adequate shelter. Now, Nigeria's a country of extremes. You've got incredible wealth thanks to those oil reserves, but it's often concentrated in the hands of a few, leaving the majority struggling to make ends meet. Add to that rapid population growth, which puts a strain on resources like housing, and you've got a recipe for homelessness. Chapter 8. Our journey now takes us to Mexico, a country known for its delicious food, vibrant culture, and sadly a substantial homeless population. We're talking about an estimated 700,000 people living on the streets. Now, Mexico's been grappling with drug-related violence for years. The cartels have wreaked havoc, displacing communities and leaving many fleeing for their lives. Imagine being forced to abandon your home, your livelihood, everything you've ever known because of violence. That's the grim reality for many in Mexico. Chapter 9. Next, we're heading to South Africa, a country known for its stunning natural beauty, its fight against apartheid, and sadly, a persistent homeless population. We're talking about an estimated 600,000 people living without adequate shelter. Now, apartheid might be over, but its legacy casts a long shadow. The system of racial segregation and discrimination left deep scars, creating vast economic disparities that continue to fuel homelessness today. Chapter 10. Our final stop takes us to the Philippines, an archipelago nation known for its stunning beaches, its resilience, and sadly, a significant homeless population. We are talking an estimated 500,000 people living without adequate shelter. Now, the Philippines is no stranger to natural disasters. Typhoons, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, you name it, they've probably experienced it. These disasters displace communities, destroy homes, and exacerbate existing poverty, pushing more people into homelessness, more people into... So there you have it. a glimpse into the global crisis of homelessness. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, no magic one solutions, but one thing's for sure, ignoring it isn't an option. It's time we stop seeing statistics and start seeing people. People with stories, with dreams, with hopes just like you and me. We need to understand the root causes, address the systemic issues, and work towards creating a world where everyone has a place to call home. Thank you for watching and for joining us on this often uncomfortable but incredibly important journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that matters.